Hempstead. And I keep hearing you say things, and I'm not angry at you, but I'm angry at what I'm hearing from you. And I don't know you, and I know I'm not politically well-versed. But I am politically well-versed in the loss of life in our communities where I grew up, Hempstead. And you said that road that goes. So you're making certain references that allows me to understand further why I turn away from politics. Because your representation here is not making me feel good right now. And I don't know you, so don't take it personal. So if you go to defend it, it will further let me know that you're not listening to what you're hearing. Because what you need to understand what you're hearing here is that the people that you represent in the corridor, not just Hempstead in the Wayne Hall, but in the corridor, Uniondale where I live, Hempstead where I grow up, Roosevelt where I watch children die, Uniondale where I watch children die, and I see a young man who just got a $1 million bail, black African-American male, regardless of what he did. We the people in masses are not happy with what the Democratic Party or the Republican Party are doing to our communities and how they're raping our community and enslaving our young people and not educating us. And you sit here and say, do we know who sits in place? If we don't know who sits in these positions and who are on these committees, that's your fault. Because when it comes time for an election, we know who's running, who's not running, who's not good, what time they go into the bathroom, and who they eating dinner with. So if we don't know who sits on the committees or whatever, that should tell you something. It is not that we're ignorant. It may be that what you don't want us to know. And you probably are very surprised by all the intelligence that is coming here that you're trying to downplay. But let me tell you something. Whether they vote you in or out, you better stand up before one day when you walk out, that gun violence that you're trying to control might take you, because it doesn't discriminate. So if you don't act now, trust me, it's traveling. It doesn't discriminate. So the way that you're speaking and what you're hearing, you might need to coordinate the two and bring them together. Because you seem to be trying to defend some things that obviously a wealth of intelligence, me probably feeling the most ignorant around politics. Even I feel that you're not listening. You came here with an agenda, you're not hearing, and you're not listening, you're trying to defend what you did. Don't tell me about scope. I couldn't afford scope when my children were in school. So scope couldn't help me in Uniondale. Because couldn't afford it. But the after school program that I worked for called Promise, and I ended up losing my job, not taking it personal, because I still have another job, but our children are suffering. Our children are killing one another in all of our communities. Do you really know what's going on? Don't tell me about scope. If scope is not helping everybody, I'm glad it's helped your pockets. I'm glad it's helped your children, but it's not helping ours, the ones that we're talking to you about. And that's not personal, that's fact.
First of all, I'm going to answer. Scope hasn't helped my pockets. I donate a lot of money to Scope, and it doesn't cost anyone anything. So I don't know if we're talking about the same thing, and maybe we're talking about something different.
You didn't mean it literally.
No, I have a summer camp program.
It was the way you explained it. I mean, but either way, I think besides getting technical with it, did you grasp what was at the core of what you were saying, as opposed to the bottom line pocket thing? Like, did you get everything else?
Can I just give a quick analogy? I promise I'll be quick.
Brian, we got respect for this. We don't even. We won't even. Yeah, I'm sorry.
All right, we got Dennis, Darren, Annette, then I'm coming back to you, B. Jones.
Jay, Dennis Jones.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Second Vice President of the Democratic Club, so you should know me. I would be hoping that you actually would have came here tonight and said you guys ran a great campaign, and that you guys should sit at the table with me and we should discuss how we can better take over. But on the other side, you actually came to talk about your plan to have committee meetings on Thursday and interview people for positions that actually affect us all. And that's something that, we already put in the garbage. We threw that away at the last election. We said we're going to take over, and we did. we stood in this room and we said we're taking over politics in this area. And we did, and you know it, because we beat you guys out. So what I'm saying to you on is, you have put Andrina's name down as someone that's on your committee, and we talked about cronyism earlier. If you take a look at the New Hampstead Democratic Club lately, that's the epitome of cronyism. Take a look at it. Someone that you just said that you talked to Wayne Hall just before he went into office and told him he needed to take care of these things. The same things that you just listed, he hasn't done anything about. There's still gun violence, even more so. There's no housing. There's even more so problems with all of it. The Main Street, it doesn't look anything like Garden City. So every single thing that you said to him the first time he ran, he didn't do anything about. So every evaluation that you have on him for the next election and the next election that he's already had, you should have cut him a long time ago. But you didn't. So now his son is running the New Hampstead Democratic Club, the most powerful club in this area. And that's what you allowed to happen. So that's cronyism. Something that you could have stepped in and said, no way, I'm not putting my candidates, the ones that I pick, into the hands of someone that has nothing to do with politics for all of these years. And all of a sudden now he's the president of the most powerful Democratic club in this area. Something that you publicize that all over, everywhere you go. So that's something that you need to think about. You see, there's things that are happening and these dynamics that are changing, and you're sitting in a chair, and all these other people are doing things around you, and maybe you might need to come and make some changes. You might need to come down, not just sit with us, but sit with some of those people that are doing the things maybe around you that you don't know about, and start, changing some people around. Okay?
But Dennis, you gotta help me out here now.
I will.
Okay? Because I have to tell you something. You have this new Hempstead Democratic Club, and they've elected this Mayor Wayne Hall's son, and I had nothing to do with it.
Okay.
But if I had something to do with it, and I had gone in and said, I don't want that guy, I want some other guy, I'm sure I'd be sitting here hearing from a lot of people saying, who do you tell us?
Absolutely not, Jay. You
How
would
can
have
that
said,
be?
you would have said clearly, that person has no experience, and we're putting him in a club that's running perfectly fine. And when you turn around and say, what happened to everyone else on that board? That's a question. All you had to do was ask that one question. What happened to everyone else on that board? You had great people on that board. They're all gone. One, that's it. If you asked that one question, you would have got a great answer, and you would have been able to do what you had to do to manipulate that to make sure that you had a strong Democrat.
But again, on the one end, I'm hearing that people want a voice in their own community, who runs things in their own community. And that's exactly what happened. And I'm talking the process. I'm not talking the result. And now, on the other hand, if you're not happy with the result, you want me to change the process.
No, never told you to change it, Jay. I told you to recognize it.
You know better.
I'm not telling you to change anything. I'm saying recognize exactly
he knows
what
what
it
he
looks
said.
like.
He knows that's not it. Now it's getting disrespectful. I'm not that ignorant. He will not sit there and do that to me. He knows he's equivocating, and y'all gonna all calm me down. Don't make Massa scared. He is treating us so poorly with these ignorant answers he's giving. Like he don't know what's going on. You told Wayne Hall to clean up the line between Garden City and Hempstead for aesthetic purposes. He's had 12 years. You endorsed him again. Andrew built some stuff in Freeport. You didn't like him, and you ran him out. What you're saying is disrespectful. And I'm sorry, and I know you don't have to, I know you disagree with me, but you are not Massa on Mount Olympus.
Doesn't make it right. I'm sorry.
I'm going home. This is crazy.
Okay.
This is whatever it is that you think you're going to ask him to do for us. He's letting you know he don't care. He didn't know Wayne Hall. You would have told Wayne you don't want his son to be the man, and he wouldn't be it. That's how it goes. We know it, and you know it. And you need to stop sitting there. Nobody believes you. Your credibility is gone. That's what Michelle was trying to say. And you all need to let him stop. Enough is enough. You are the powerful ones here. And you let him come in here and disrespect us the way he's doing because he's talking nice, and then you as silly as him.
I guess I'm silly.
Well, then you that silly. I'm just saying. Make him tell the truth and send him home.
Dennis died.